progress.
Amazing.
It's historic.
Love.
I live here, I work here, I pay taxes here, and I'm getting married here.
With one court opinion, the law of the land changes forever. Tonight, more on today's historic ruling by the Supreme Court to legalize gay marriage nationwide. An emotional day for some same-sex couples here in Texas. We'll hear from the plaintiffs in the Texas case who've been fighting to overturn the state's gay marriage ban. Not everyone agreed with the justice's decision. We'll have more on the reaction from state leadership and local religious leaders here in the Lone Star State. And our reporter roundtable is here to put it all into perspective. Coming up, what's next for same-sex advocates and how the GOP is reacting with an eye on a shifting social climate. Capitol Tonight starts right now. Thanks for joining us here on Capitol Tonight. I'm Karina Kling in for Paul Brown. Friday, June 26th, a day that will go down in history. In a 5-4 ruling, the U.S. Supreme Court decided today that same-sex marriage bans are unconstitutional, opening the door for gay couples to get married in all 50 states. Celebrations across the country broke out just as the news did, perhaps nowhere more visible than in Washington right outside the High Court. President Obama credited the LGBT community for helping change an entire country's way of thinking.
Sometimes 2 steps forward, 1 step back, propelled by the persistent effort of dedicated citizens. And then sometimes there are days like this, when that slow, steady effort is rewarded with justice that arrives like a thunderbolt.
Texas' gay marriage ban has been on the books since 2005. 2 couples sued the state over it and have been fighting to overturn the ban since 2013. Friday, they celebrated the end of a long battle as the Supreme Court issued its decision. The 2 couples who have been fighting the state's same-sex marriage ban since 2013 hugged each other through laughter and even a few tears Friday afternoon. Their court battle is now over.
What a day. What a day.
Nicole DeMettman and Cleopatra De Leon live in Austin, but legally married in Massachusetts. Their marriage has not been recognized here until now.
It took the Supreme Court to tell Texas that that is a reality.
Mark Ferris and Victor Holmes already sent out their save the dates in anticipation of a Supreme Court ruling in their favor. Friday, they made the engagement official.
Will you marry me?
Yes.
The attorney for the Texas plaintiffs warned state leaders about going against the Constitution.
If your personal beliefs prevent you from keeping that oath, then you need to step down. You do not have a religious right to violate the oath you took.
Governor Greg Abbott's office issued a directive to state agencies demanding they preserve religious liberties. He later clarified his order, saying that did not mean they're allowed to discriminate against gay employees. Still, groups against gay marriage reiterated some of the measures lawmakers put in place.
The reality is, moving forward in Texas, we have the Pastor Protection Act, which protects pastors, churches, clergy, church property, employees to not be forced to perform a marriage that violates their religious beliefs.
But for the couples who have fought the state's ban, Friday marked an historic move forward in their fight for marriage equality.
I never thought there would ever come a day when I would be able to celebrate my own anniversary. It was always, I was only going to be able to celebrate someone else's.
Well, today will be a day that Texas plaintiffs and same-sex couples will not forget. It was already a historic day for gay rights activists. 2 other big rulings from the Supreme Court concerning gay rights were also issued on June 26th, one in 2003 and another a decade later. Dozens of couples immediately rushed to the Travis County Clerk's office when the Supreme Court ruling came down. The county began issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples within 90 minutes of this decision being issued. And the celebrations have been going on ever since. Our Mitch Golding joins us from downtown Austin. And Mitch, what's the scene like out there?
Hey, Karina. Well, down here, more than 300 people
are at the main bar where the main celebration here is taking place. But earlier today, we caught up with a few of those first couples to receive those same-sex marriage license up at the Travis County Clerk's office, and we did have an update with those numbers. Officially, more than 180 couples, both same-sex and different sex, received marriage licenses, but that's exponentially higher than yesterday, just 17. And by night's end, that number could easily total more than 250 couples.
Congratulations!
For many Texans, Friday's Supreme Court ruling was one they weren't sure would ever happen.
It's a big relief finally to get this done, and we've been wanting to do it for a long time.
Charlotte Rutherford and her partner Gina Dawson have been together 22 years. They were the first Travis County couple to receive a marriage license just over an hour after the decision came down.
I don't have to be afraid if one of us dies first and the other one isn't protected.
We're legal. Legal.
Texas was one of just 14 states that still had a ban on same-sex marriage, but for many couples, it was important to wait to get married in their home state.
We headed down here as fast as we can get down here.
Legally. I live here, I work here, I pay taxes here, and I'm getting married here.
This is our home, this is where we met, and this is where we wanted to get married.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton had requested counties wait until his team review the court's ruling. Many neighboring counties, including Williamson and Hayes, did just that, but Travis County began issuing licenses almost immediately.
The court today, as is their province to say what the law is, told us that with regard to the issue of marriage, the law is equality. And we're ready to celebrate that today with a lot of people who have missed out on that opportunity for too many years.
Beyond marriage, many say they now feel they're finally seen as equal citizens.
It means that we're more equal than we were before, and that finally our relationship is recognized in a way that we see it, and that our friends and family see it, and that matters to us, and now matters to the state too.
Now, of course, a number of counties across the state have still not yet begun issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples, still awaiting Attorney General Ken Paxton's guidance on that, though that's not stopping any of the celebrations here in downtown Austin. Karina.
All right, thanks a lot, Mitch. Much more to come on Capitol Tonight. Hear from some people who were not as excited about today's rulings. And then our reporter roundtable will put this historic day into perspective and what it means for Texas lawmakers looking forward. We'll be right back.